What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today I will be reviewing Season 1 of Beastars. Beastars is an anime series produced by Studio Orange, who is also known for the anime The Land of the Lustrous, the upcoming Godzilla Singular Point, and obviously Beastars. And it tells the story of Legoshi, a shy teenage wolf who must face the struggles of his predatory and carnivorous instincts as a wolf, which are long suppressed when he befriends a kindly rabbit. All the while, his schoolmates must deal with a murder in their midst. Now, this anime originally aired in Japan in fall of 2019, and it dropped on Netflix in March 2020, I believe. And it is, of course, based on the multi-award-winning manga series of the same name by Paru Itagaki. Now, I'm just gonna say this right off the bat, just to get it out of the way. While the internet misrepresents and misadvertises Beastars to a shocking degree, like, seriously, a shocking degree, I guarantee you nothing you've seen on the internet about Beastars, unless it's like an honest review or something with actual critical thought, is in no way accurate to what the show actually is. Because people who have actually seen the show usually end up loving it. And I am absolutely unabashedly one of those people. This is one of the best anime that I have ever seen. And I'm not kidding, it might actually be my favorite. Alright, I'm just gonna get the technical aspects out of the way first. This show has perfect, impeccable, gorgeous animation. This is one of, if not the best looking anime that I have ever seen. Now, Studio Orange is known for using CG and that type of animation with their anime, and a lot of anime fans are very picky about that. A lot of them just do not want to touch it. The unique thing about Beastars is that it is CG, but it is made to look like 2D animation, which most anime are, just with some added perks and added things that they can do to enhance the animation because of the fact that it is CG, and they can maneuver the camera around this 3D created environment. The colors pop off the screen. Every single scene is dripping with visual brilliance and just vibrancy. You cannot take your eyes off of this show. It's just not possible. The animation is too gorgeous. Pretty much every shot in this show is wallpaper worthy. And as I said, the benefits of the CG animation. There is a lot of camera movement in this show. You know, a lot of shifting around characters. They're really able to pull off some really cool dolly shots and panning shots and rotating shots. And it looks great. It doesn't look kind of trippy like a lot of other CG animated anime look. It actually blended with the 2D animation very well. The 2D and 3D animation, they're using the combination. It was seamless. And it made for a very distinct style. Studio Orange is amazing at that, actually. Now, Land of the Lustrous was pretty polarizing, but you cannot deny that that feels like a Studio Orange production. It feels entirely their own. It doesn't feel like another studio could have made that. Studio Orange is great at being independent and being unique and standing out, and I love that about them. The sound design is also immaculate. This show is incredible at building amazing atmosphere. Every single scene in this show is just so atmospherically rich. It just sucks you in right from the start. There's a distinct tone in every single scene. The sound design is just amazing. The level of detail they've gone to. If characters are standing outside and it's just focused on the characters and they're just having a conversation by like a building or whatever, the sound designers know, okay, yeah, you know, they're by civilization, but they're still outside, so you're probably going to hear some birds in the background. You're probably going to hear other students in the background. Since this is a high school, we should probably put that in there too. And there's probably going to be some rustling leaves, you know, if there's like a gentle breeze outside. I'm not even kidding right now. They paid attention to everything, and it is so well done. And now let's get to the other reasons why the show is just so good. It is filled, no, it is overflowing with tons of complex, layered characters, all with very deep and fleshed out motivations. These are the best characters, or at least in regards to character development and execution of arcs and backstories. This is some of the best that I've ever seen, period. Not just in anime, just in all of cinema in general. You might think I'm exaggerating. Personally, I don't think so. I just think it's so great what they did here. I care deeply for every single character in this show, even some of the antagonists, because they do a good job of making you feel bad, like, man, like, you could have had it so good and you just went down this path. It's a very morally challenging show in that regard. It really doesn't hold back. And it's actually very, very well written. Like, seriously, so many anime that deal with high school and, you know, those types of things, it's just the writing is a lot of times very, very cringe, and you're just kind of like, oh my god, please stop. Now, it can be good sometimes. Like, if you're cringing not because it's bad, but because it's awkward and it's supposed to be awkward, that's when it's good. But so many anime that I've seen in high school anime, really stereotypical shonen jump anime, it's just so cringe and I just cannot take it seriously. Not the case with this show at all. The dialogue feels so real and raw and wholesome. There are so many scenes in this show that are just so wholesome, man. I swear. Don't get me wrong. The show can get mature and it can get very, very dark and emotionally heavy. But there's so many scenes in this show that just warmed my heart. I was just so I was just like, that's just so good, you know? It's just so wholesome and good, and I love it. Calm down. And yeah, like I said, the show is just constantly emotionally heavy and powerful moment after moment. I can't think of a single scene in the show that didn't sit with me very deeply emotionally. And I'm talking about every single scene. Even a scene that may have only lasted like 5 seconds resonated with me deeply on an emotional level. I can think of a few right now already, just off the top of my head. It's just constantly emotionally deep and just rich and just quality. It is just so good. I'm sorry that I'm having trouble, like, I'm stumbling over my words and I'm having trouble find things, but it's just hard sometimes. When you love something this much and something is this good, it's just hard to describe it in, like, a really scholarly, like, style of speaking. You can really just resort to the words that everyone uses. Amazing, incredible, astonishing. And I'm talking all kinds of emotions. Happiness, sadness, anger, anxiety. Holy crap. The show, it's just... Just thinking of scenes right now, there are so many scenes where I was just white-knuckling the edges of my seat, and I was just so anxious. I was so nervous for these characters. I was just so wrapped up in it. Because, as I said, it just sucks you in right from the start, and it never lets you go. You're just constantly invested. The first time I watched Season 1 of Beastars, I watched all of it in one day. It's 12 episodes, they're each 20 minutes. I watched the whole thing. And yeah, the show really doesn't hold back. It gets dark. Like, I mean dark. There's some messed up stuff in this world, and it really, really enhanced the drama that much further. That being said, though, it's a wonderful blend of all genres. Now, yeah, at its core, it is a very deep, emotionally heavy, rich, character-driven drama, and it's pretty dark. But it's a wonderful blend of all genres. There is something in here for everyone. Are you a fan of romance? There's some really, really well done, not cringe romance in here that I'm sure you'll appreciate. Are you a fan of mystery, crime noir thrillers? That's in here too. Murder mysteries? As I said in the synopsis, it's a major part of the plot. That's in there too. Are you a fan of action anime? There's some scenes and some episodes in this show that are really going to get your adrenaline pumping. But a lot of that has to go to the characters. If I wasn't as invested in these characters, I would have appreciated the technical mastery of some of these adrenaline-inducing scenes. But I would not have, like, loved them as much as I did if I didn't care about the characters participating in them. And the technical aspects just serve the power of the story so well, especially the score. Man, I've been really, really anticipating talking about this throughout the entire review. This is the best anime score I've ever heard in my life. It was composed by Satoru Kosaki, and he is, by far, my favorite anime score composer ever. And I'm not talking about the soundtrack, although yes, the opening theme song of Season 1 of Beastars is incredible. It's called Wild Side. It's by Ali, A-L-I. Give it a listen. Great. The anime version. It's great. But the score, it just serves this story so, so well. And I wish I could play certain segments for you, but I don't want to get copyrighted. All I will say, it just feels so raw and real. There's a lot of like orchestra and cello and beautiful violin and piano. I can actually play the Beastars theme song, not the opening theme song, but the actual like score or theme song of the show on the piano. And I'm not a pianist per se. Not really at all. Like, it's not something I'm passionate about, but I loved the score of this show so much that I just had to learn how to play it. That's how good it is. And back to the story of the show itself, this show is risky to no end. These artists do not care about possible hatred or backlash being thrown towards this show. They are taking so many risks in almost every single episode because they are just focused and they are so passionate about this story, and they're not going to let internet anxiety hold them back. And I love that about this show. The fact that they're just not holding back at all. They have a story that they want to tell. They are artists telling this story. They are so passionate about it, and they are going to tell it, and they will stop at nothing to express themselves through this story. And that is just endlessly incredible to me. And I will always love this show for that, and I will always adore that aspect of it. That being said, you need to feel it out. There's a lot of people who have quit out on the show because they were just like, I don't know about this. Feel it out. Watch the whole show. Don't get turned off immediately. Just feel it out, watch it until the end, and I guarantee you'll be mostly satisfied. Now, I was completely satisfied, but, I have to be open to the fact that not everyone is going to love this show as much as I do, so I guarantee you will at least be mostly satisfied. The show constantly has a great pace to it. I love these characters, the animation, the story. It is so emotionally rich. I cried on several occasions, and let me just say this. Episodes 9, 10, and 11 of Season 1 of Beastars, possibly the best anime content I've ever seen in my life. They feel so in the moment. And particularly episode 10. That episode is epic. And I have no hesitation in calling it epic. That episode is just non-stop awesomeness. And I was so wrapped up in it emotionally. By the end of it, I was crying. I swear, there's a scene, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but let's just say that there's a scene where you think something is about to happen, and then something happens. Something, interrupts it. I vividly remember it cuts to black. And then the next shot just booms onto screen, and it shows you what's happening. I leaped out of my seat. I'm not even kidding. I was like, yes! I was oh my god. It's so good. It is so good. I cannot stress this enough. This show is just so great constantly. Guys, please, 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 please watch it. It is so good. Now, if you're not into anime, obviously there's a given there, but seriously, if you're an anime fan, this has everything you're looking for. Complex characters, complex theme. It is very deep, dark, and emotionally rich. It has a great pace. It's never boring. Gorgeous animation, amazing voice acting. And this is one last thing I want to say. You're probably wondering, did I watch the sub or the dub? Here's my thing with subbed and dubbed anime. I watch both. I watch the sub, and then I watch the English dub. Whichever one is better is the one I will stick with. Or, if the English dub is just as good as the original Japanese audio, I'll watch the English dub, because it's just as good. So, in regards to quality voice acting, there isn't much of a difference. With Beastars, it's one of those equal things for me. I think that the Japanese voice actors did an astonishing job, incredible work, and I can say the same for the English voice actors. They did an astonishing job, incredible work. So I'm sticking with the dub in that case. Now, I am still going to watch the sub of Season 2, just because I feel like out of respect for the culture, I want to do that. But the dub is really fantastic. Apologies for the angle change. My card decided to give me a card full notification, so I had to export everything you just watched onto my laptop, set my camera back up, my lighting, and my microphone, and everything. Nothing kills your motivation more. But yeah, as I was saying, it might be one of, if not the best anime English dubs. In fact, I'm just gonna say that it is the best anime English dub that I've ever seen. And I just love the English cast. Like, I know them by heart, too. Jonah Scott voices Legoshi, Griffin Poitou voices Louis, Lauren Landa voices Juno, Lara Jo Miller voices Haru. Like, I know the cast by heart. And Jonah Scott, like, and Griffin Poitou, like, Lauren Landa, all these people have just become such big inspirations to me. They all just seem like really cool people, and I just love the community around it. The fandom is just amazing, but not the point. Back to the show. Yeah, guys, the show is not at all what the internet makes it out to be. It's not at all what people who haven't seen it make it out to be or assume that it is. It is very deep, very complex. It is morally challenging, filled with very layered characters, with very deep, psychologically challenging motivations, and an amazing world. Seriously, this show is incredible at world building. I love the lore, and some of the truths about this world are genuinely shocking. And even now when I think about it, I'm just like, that's brilliant. I would have never thought of that. That is so unexpected. Beastars is one of my favorite anime, and it might actually be my favorite, and it is absolutely one of the best anime currently on the air. Season 2 drops on June 15th. I am so excited for that. I am going to have a review for that when it comes out. Look forward to that, but for right now, I'm going to grade Season 1 of Beastars, and I'm going to give it an A+. God, I cannot tell you how happy I am to finally be reviewing this show. I couldn't find an excuse to review it. Even though, you know, that's not really consistent with my YouTube logic, because for a long period of time, I was literally just uploading videos for movies that came out like a few years ago that weren't really relevant in any way. But I want to start posting things that are relevant, or maybe if a movie is relevant to our current times, like when I reviewed Just Mercy, or recently when I reviewed 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Right now, it's relevant for me to review Season 1 of Beastars, because it was actually a huge hit, and this is something I didn't talk about. This is Studio Orange's most successful anime by far, and it's actually very well reviewed. This is what I'm saying, guys. Go and look at things from people who have actually watched it. People love this show. They really, really do. It's a great show. But yeah, since Season 2 is right around the corner, I decided that I should review Season 1, especially with just how much I adore the show. So that was my review of Season 1 of Beastars. If you've seen it, let me know what you think. Or if now you're really interested in watching it, definitely let me know that down in the comments below too. Because I do like to know when I've encouraged someone to watch something and they're actually, like, excited to watch it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. It really does mean a lot. I'll see you in the next video. And until then, keep writing, keep shooting, and keep editing.